It is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be. Big Bang Know Your Rank 2021. I am Pakumutumbo doing and that's facts on that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, dog. But with that being said, I introduced myself, so I'm going to introduce the judges, and it goes a little something like this. Put your hands together for Anouk, yeah!
I mean, do I need another introduction further than that? Great to be here, guys. Excited to see the dancers. Let's do this.
Let's get it. And last but not least, we got Quintus.
Yeah, Anouk does seem really, really excited to be here. But all I want is world peace, guys.
Okay. World peace, because he knows he might choose people that might come after him after this. That's what he's saying.
It's a battle, so, you know.
Well, with that being said, as you can see, yo, man, the seat is quite empty. That's because we got a guest judge for today. You know what I'm talking about? And this guest judge, you may not know her, but yo, man, she paved the way in some of the things in the industry back in the cut, especially for women. Man, she had the biggest pops and waves for days. When I mean days, I mean days. And with that being said, without any further ado, put your hands together for Jada! Oh my goodness. That's what it is, man. Jada, welcome. What you're about to do now is obviously help us judge and obviously get people through the top 8. And with that being said, we're going into the top 8, which means round 2, which means prop challenge. I'm really excited about that. Are you guys excited about that? Yeah. What you looking forward to seeing? Because we all know what goes with props. I mean, you guys dancing and next you know your head full. Now there's a head that you gotta like, try and pick up. I don't even know. Why don't people actually pick up stuff that fall on the floor and just create something while they're dancing?
Yeah. Why do you?
I think because they're just distracted. You know, if you plan to do something and something goes left, you just lose your train of thought. And then, I mean, I suppose that's how it works for some people. But then if you good at freestyling and just, you know, then you can kind of go with it and make it work.
Yeah, if you're dancing by yourself maybe and you can improv, then cool. But if you're in a whole group and you've all got fixed choreography, a little hat that's fallen down doesn't really make...
If there's this and your hat falls, you can make a big one, pick it up, put it back on, and then carry on, you know?
Yeah, you could also do like a young kick, yeah, you know. Just kick it.
You want to add anything to that? You good?
Nah, kick, ball change. And props. To get it. Props. Give them props.
Anyway, top 8. All right, well done to the dancers who made it, who go by the name of JP, Jayad, Verb, Jamal, Arman, Meryl, Ethan, and Pugs. Well done to you guys. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all made it through to the top 8. And with that being said, we're going to go right into it. First battle, we have JP versus Jayad. Let's get right into it. So that was JP. Obviously, we can see his props was the chair. Oh God, the chair. Okay. So with that being said, what are your thoughts about that?
I have nothing, absolutely nothing bad to say. JP. bad to say. Emphasis on the word bad. I think he had a very strong start and ending. That to me tells me that he thought about the journey between starting his performance to the end. He started seated, and then he identified with one style, which was popping. Very, very clear indication of what style he's using to bring through his performance. And then just the complete use of the chair, different directions, different levels, with him creating levels with his body on the floor, lifting the chair off the ground, then changing direction. He's actually creating a different level by lying on the chair, going around, making the movement dynamic around the prop. I mean, he covered all the grounds for me. I mean, a lot of the times people don't really know how to make full use of a prop, and a chair, like, it's the most basic prop that a lot of dancers tend to use, but it was a prop at home. Like, he even used a home chair, not just like a normal chair. So he really brought me into his world, man. I'm super happy. JP, are you with me?
Into your world. All right, Quintus.
Thanks for stealing all the comments, Anouk. But I would agree with Anouk that there were so many positive elements, and I thought that he used the space well, so his spatial awareness was good. I have one negative thing. I would have I feel his popping would have been a bit stronger. Like, I would have liked him to break away from the chair maybe just a little bit and just show me how good he is at popping, and then go back to it, like a couple of counts of 8. But besides that, I thought he was quite creative in how he did it, and very clear and concise. And I'm always about that. It's like, have a theme, have a message, bring it across, and people can take it or they don't take it. But you be clear on your message. So yeah, well done, JP.
So his message was showing us how else to use a chair. Okay, cool, I get it.
I thought that was pretty cool. I think he ticked all the boxes in terms of what was required to do. I must say, though, I also do have a bit of a negative thing to say. Depends on how you take it. It could be constructive criticism. I'm always interested to see how someone's going to use a prop not for the way that it's intended to be used. So I think he could have done better in that sense. Otherwise, he did what he needed to do. I enjoyed that performance. It was good. Just a bit more innovativeness.
For me, I mean, popping in itself, it's a very respected discipline for me because it's such a powerful dance move, a dance style, should I say. But one thing I picked up was how he cleverly was even able to use like elements of boogaloo into the movement with the chair. So there, I think, and like that a little bit of an extra tick there, because that's quite difficult. You would think of a dancer using a far more linear movement in popping, especially with a prop that looks like that. So just wanted to add that.
It is what it is, it'll be what it'll be, man. That was JP. We're gonna go straight into Jihad. Jihad, right?
Jihad.
Jihad. Let's get it, man. Jihad.
Enjoyed that. I enjoyed the ticking moments in between and going with the music with that. It was really lovely to see, and all the flowing moments as well. So that was pretty cool, and just how he was sitting on the floor and adding a bit of into the spacing of the chair, the holes of the chair. That was nice.
I really enjoyed his performance. I like his style. I thought if this was the musicality round, he would have definitely done so well. Because I agree with you, he hit those ticks really nicely, and he used the prop in a different way. I think it would go back to your comment on JP's performance prior to this, where you could have perhaps used the prop in a different way, turned it, but he did try and change the levels when he came to the floor. And yeah, this is a tough battle. This is tough because these guys definitely brought their A game. You could see they thought about it. One comment that I would perhaps suggest is I saw it could either be seen as a thread or a repetition, where he was kind of forming the same shapes with different parts of his body or at different levels. So I don't know what his thought process was with that. For me, it seemed like repetition. So yeah, maybe just think about how that could be brought across a bit differently.
What they said. Definitely what they said. I think he brought the performance element through very strongly. Musicality on point. I think for me, I would have liked him to use a bit more of the prop. I think he directed his energy towards the prop with his movement, but I don't know if that is a high part of the criteria for me. Like Quintus said, maybe perhaps moving the chair around, or even like he sat in the chair, then he pushed energy towards the chair, then sat next to the chair, then showed that he was giving direction towards the chair, but a little bit more with the chair would have been good for me. Other than that, amazing. I really enjoyed it. You can see he was having fun, man. And, yeah,
Who, with that being said, then who looked more relaxed doing this task, this challenge between the two? Relaxed. Who looked confident? Who looked that I am enjoying what I'm doing? I'm not just trying to do this challenge. I'm actually trying to show what I can do with this challenge.
I think both of them. Like, relaxation, I think, is relative to different people and how it's viewed. You can look like I was told I look very angry and aggressive. Meanwhile, I'm like super happy inside, but it's just how I look or I project myself when I'm performing. Meanwhile, I mean, I could feel composed and might not be projecting that way to somebody that expects something different, but I think they represented what you're asking for quite well within their own right.
All right. You guys want to add to that? Or are you good?
Do you want to comment on my comment? Of my comment on my comment? Like a Instagram vibe there? Reply. Oh, okay, cool.
All right, episode 3, round 2, first battle. That was JP versus Jad. So with that being said, I'm going to get over to the judges to get the judges' decision. We got JP, all right? We got JP and Jad. Left is JP, Jad is right. You know what I'm saying? All right, with that being said, counting it down in 3, 2, 1. JP takes it. It is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be, man. That's what it is. All right, first battle. Okay. Props to him. Yeah, for real.
Props to
him. Yeah, man. It's a bit dry, but you can drink it. Anyway, let's get this thing popping, man. Why? Why JP? Why JP over Jihad?
I think I gave that reasoning in the first section so no comment. He used the prop better. That's the criteria. He did it better.
I concur. This was a prop challenge. You used the prop better and fuller and more comprehensively.
Same, use the prop better. I must say though, Jihad, his performance was really, he brought it.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, I felt him.
Yes, more than
yeah,
JP,
because that's why I said who looked more relaxed. Because if I was to use different words, you would have looked like as if I was heading towards.
It was just a dance challenge.
Yeah.
It was a prop challenge. That's why you're not judging today.
No, one did move a chair. He kind of spun it around. I think that was JP.
But JP used it differently.
No, it's not a discussion. Obviously, I'm just asking, because I mean, I'm not a judge, so I was like, okay, well, the chair didn't move. It was still there. The guy tried some.
Next round. You can.
Talking about
it is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be, guys.
Oh my goodness. All right, talking about next round, we're going to go straight into the second battle, and we have Verb versus Jamal. Man, let's get this in popping. adjectives and all that. Came with that hat. Oh my goodness. Yo, yeah, man. Clearly you're ready to go. So yo, just take it away. You know what I'm saying? Let me just get out this popcorn over here.
It's the cap in capitalizing there with the use of that. Thank you. Buster cap. Oh. I mean, I don't even think Verb just doesn't need a cap, man. I mean, man.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Just
Use some adjectives.
some verbs, some doing words. I mean, like what I liked about how he used the cap is that he showed he could move a certain way with his body, and then followed that by threading it with the cap to show like the replica and how he's using the prop to do an actual dance move. So that for me was very creative, because instead of just taking the cap and spinning it, there was a thing he did with the cap. I think with his body he did the same thing with the cap again, and just a thread with his leg, and then doing it with his arms, and then doing it with the cap in a really creative way. That tells a story, man. And then he's still doing that within Crump, which in itself is a storytelling dance tool already. So, man, I could go on. But I will not.
You will
I'll
not.
pass it to the guy to comment on the cap, who is wearing the beanie.
So, Verb, we know him as a crumper, and therefore you would expect him to do, his strength would be to work with his cap, which is smart by doing that, because, you know, work and capitalize on your strengths. I thought
The same way ever again, but anyway, it's all good.
yeah,
See, she even
like
picked up on it.
he showed me some things that I haven't seen before.
Yes.
You know, which is great. Especially you see a lot of people using caps as a prop. But because he was innovative and he created some new shapes, some new movements, I definitely thought that he brought a fresh outlook, a fresh perspective. Yeah.
Sure, I've got so much to say.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. It was, yeah, he was dope. What I found very interesting, firstly, Herb is still stressing dancers even now. Wow, wow, that is really wonderful.
Speaking with the female speaking.
That's the dancer speaking, the battle dancer speaking, because he really went battle through and through, you know. I loved the traveling, I loved the follow through, I loved the payoff, and I loved the attitude. See, that's the thing with these online dance battles, is that people forget to apply the attitude to the battle. You know, you have to bring the attitude to the battle, and Verb just yeah, man, yeah.
You got a big
Almost-
finish at the end.
Exactly.
Yes,
It was
grandma.
like-
Okay, I'm done.
It was very tasteful. Like there was an aftertaste. Yeah, so that was dope. That was dope.
Then you gotta find judges getting them aftertaste and everything, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, without really getting any carried away or anything, we're gonna go straight to Jamal Muhammad. No, it's Jamal. All right, let's get it.
So he used a glass container. I don't know if it was representative of a jar or a glass, but I thought he was actually quite innovative with the way he used it, using his different parts to move it around, created good shapes with it, moved away from it, almost like a miming kind of approach. Yeah, so I thought that his battle energy, his battle vibe could have been stronger. but the way he used the prop was really good. I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna agree with Quintus. I mean, I got a bit scared there because it was a glass prop, you know. I was just like, and that level of risk in it also like creates that like wanting to be that level of surprise that you're waiting for, or like, is it gonna drop? Is it not gonna drop? And I think that also brought some sort of excitement to the performance, and he still created that flow within the music. It was very like, I'm in my own space, I'm not worried about those around me, and I'm just gonna like do my thing. And like you said, the miming, like he even used it like to do like little flowy movements, so very innovative, like putting his hands on the jar, changing shapes. I think he did a great job.
Wine in there or something.
Wow.
Well, he was drinking before he started, so
It was
he was finishing the drink, so yeah.
It was water. It was water.
It was enchanted water. Enchanted. I think that's what he was trying to tell us. The story here. Yeah, I got the story element of it. Enchanted water, drink some water, let it flow, and then offer it to us at the end, you know? So we can be enchanted. Yeah, no, that was good. I enjoyed that. That was lovely.
Okay. Nothing else to add to this? Okay, cool. No doubt. That's what it is. Judges, we're going to go straight into your decisions. We have verb left. And we got Jamal on my right. Counting you down in 3, 2, 1. Verb, Tayson. How did you guys get that right? You all just got it at the same time. Boom. At the same. It's like the thought process was synchronized over here. What the fuck? All right, no doubt. Why verb? I know you guys mentioned it a bit before, but I mean, like, after seeing Jamal, what? Okay, let me ask you this: what was it for you? Because they were both good, but what was it for you that put verb dating?
Shucks, I think it was everything. It was the performance, the confidence, the battleness, the challenge itself, the enjoyment. I'm going to say everything so that Quintus and Anouk have nothing to say.
Is she right? You don't have nothing to say?
The car, the mini. Yeah, that was it for me.
All right, cool. You spoke. Okay. I thought you guys were not going to actually talk, but anyway.
What I really think and what I would like to say and what I felt and what I thought was exactly what she said.
Okay, you know what? We're not even going to go there because it's going to be the same thing. These two are the naughty kids in the class, all right? Watch. But anyway, yes?
No.
Oh, exactly. Thank you very much. You're not going to say anything. Okay, cool. Let's get this thing popping. It is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be. Yeah, that was the second battle. We're going to go straight into the third battle round about now, who is Armand versus Meryl. Let's see what they got going on. Let's get it. Towel as a prop. What is your take on that?
I thought that was pretty cool, you know. Armand meant business, you know. He was out here to, you know, just make sure that things are aligning, chakras are...
Yeah, but he gave you that vibe.
He did give me that vibe.
Yeah, man.
He enjoyed his performance, and as a result, I enjoyed his performance too. Yeah.
I would agree with you. All the chakras were definitely aligned. He brought some interesting, some comedic moments, some moments that we all resonated with, like the symmetry of moving the towel around. I like the part where he hit his face. That was quite cool, you know. And he didn't just keep the towel taut, you know, so he opened it up, so he used it in different shapes. And then at the end, he threw the towel on the ground, but he still used it. He danced as if he had a towel. So I felt that like he alluded to that. There's something more that I want to say, but it just slips my mind. Like, oh yeah, he was risky with some of the moves that he did. Which, yeah, you don't want to stay safe and in your comfort zone. So I definitely thought that because he took risks, he gained some bonus points there.
Yo, yeah. You guys said it all. There was a really, really nice moment for me. If we wouldn't just go to slow-mo. No, there was a moment when he made use of how you would dry a towel. I think he did that. Like the towel was sort of rolled up, and then he unrolled it and he turned. That was just like a moment that I think, like, how can I say, like a signature sort of thing that will make me remember his performance. So, yoof. No, but just to say, I enjoyed that very much, for real, for real.
This is just a general note. I don't know, I can't refer to a previous performance exactly, but if you're going to be submitting an online video, what distracted me at the beginning of his performance was that the sound was very far away and echoey. So if you know the music that you dance to, perhaps take the opportunity to dub the music over your performance so the quality is better, because it just brings across a more professional approach. That was just a side note. Yeah.
That was Arman, and he was supposed to be going against Meryl, but unfortunately, due to rules and regulations, her video submission was late. So, with that being said, Meryl is the squad guy.
Makes me sad, eh? And sad spelled backwards is yes, and that's not good. So, so Meryl.
That's not good.
That's not good. So, look, yeah, I've been involved with a lot of organizing of competitions and so forth. And, you know, if you're live at a competition and you miss your section, you forfeit it, you get disqualified. So the fact that you miss a deadline, whether it is electronic submission or anything like that, is still not a good thing. If we are to raise the level of the respectability of our dance industry as a whole, and if you want to be taken seriously, those small details, reading the rules and regulations, taking them in, adhering to them, so important, man.
With that being said, what is your take on the fact that Jamal, because I mean, dancers don't read. I'm not saying that I'm saying this out of the goodness of my heart, but it's been a story that's been sang like so many times. Like, read, guys. The prop that Jamal used was a cup, jar, mayonnaise, nyana, something going on there. I don't know, maybe chakalaka maybe. But anyway, he used it as a prop. What is your take on that? Because I mean, like, we had to judge him. You know what I'm saying? We gave him something, but hey, man, he did not use the right prop. So you know what that means, right?
Yeah, I mean, to just build on what Quintus said, if this was a live event, we are working within the restrictions that we have to still provide the platforms. It doesn't mean that it condones behavior of not reading rules or adhering to whatever the competition regulators have put in place. So if you're not reading those rules, how do you expect us to judge you? It doesn't make you a bad dancer, it just means you're not sticking to the criteria. So we can't judge it because it's not what we are eligible to judge. So something small like that can count against you, you know, like something simple as when the competition says don't wear red, it's there in red, but you're showing up in blue. So now you just disqualified because you didn't read one little thing, guys. That is the crux of most competitions. So make sure that you do those things before you even decide to be a part of it.
It is what it is and it'll be what it'll be, man. You know what I'm saying? Dancers out there, read. By you guys just reading shows you are giving the platform, you're giving the people who are working to make things happen the respect they deserve by reading the rules and regulations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I know Mero, and I was really looking forward to what she was going to be doing, but the fact that, you submit things late and then you miss out on things like this. But anyway, so what it is, we move, and that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to the fourth battle, we got Ethan versus Pugs, and it goes a little something like this. No disrespect, yo. I'm not even, it's not even a disrespect. I was just laughing at the fact he was so tired and reminded me of his last video when he just did the thing with his hand. That's why I'm like, oh my God, he's got the same vibes. But anyway, yes. What is your take on Ethan?
I felt like he was very nervous. I mean, I love that he kept the authenticity of his feeling in the video, because you could actually have shot that more than once. But I mean, I don't know if that would have changed. I do think there was a lack of control in his movement, So I think the beanie sort of sufficed as a cap, so to speak. So he could have maybe found different uses, maybe more solidifying the movement while opening the beanie, putting it on his head, or those sort of things. So he focused more on like gripping motions and then putting it through his legs. So exactly, demo. So I think for me, I was more unfortunately distracted by his nervousness. He was very unbalanced in his movement. Great that he took risks, but calculated risks are also very key if you're going to do something like that. So yeah, it's a tough one for me. I thought it was lacking in a lot of elements. So maybe the other judges can fill the gaps, but unfortunately it didn't work for me. Sorry. Yeah.
I like the one piece where he dropped it and he kind of caught it behind him. So that was a nice moment. I agree with Anouk, where I would have liked him to use the prop in different ways. Like I pictured, when breakdancers spin on their hands, you could have tried a little something like that, or perhaps put it on his shoe as a sock and do a spin or a slide. Like there were so many other uses than rather from switching it from hand to hand or just in different positions. So his use as a prop in this prop challenge could have been more, his vocabulary could have been wider and broader.
Yeah, in the beginning when he started, I looked forward to the performance because how he was animated. I thought, we're about to see some magical stuff, And there were some moments, like there was a time he had the beanie, but it looked like it was backing, like a bus lap. Which I thought was pretty cool. And then when we grabbed it with the back of his neck, that was pretty cool. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to carry the performance. Like Anouk said, it was out of control. It seemed like a bit all over the place.
What would you recommend he can do to get to that?
Learn his chakras. No, I think he should. I think something that he lacks is balance. I think he could absolutely do some exercises to strengthen his core so he can have that balance, because he does have some cool moves that he's wanting to execute. And you can see the intention is clear, but it's the execution that is just not working out the way he thinks it's working out. So he's got opportunity to grow.
What did you guys' take on the fact that every time props are being told to use by dancers, most dancers use it to say, I used it, but watch my dancing. I don't know if that makes sense. Because I mean, what you said in the beginning after watching JP, you said, you know what, do something totally different with the prop. And ever since that, I've always, well, obviously with everything we've watched, I always watched, okay, what are you doing different with the prop as opposed to wearing it and all that stuff. And obviously that's why we know for a fact that, what's his name, Verd came out very strong because he did everything that we could think of being done with the prop. So with that being said, what is your take on the fact that dancers always, when they say use props, they just use to say, okay, well, you said I must use a clipboard. Here's my clipboard. Now I'm just gonna, you know, just, what is your take on that? Why do you think they do it?
Dancers are creative. So as creative beings, you can't just, well, some people make a lot of money by just, say, splashing paint on a canvas and saying that's art. As dancers, we can't do that. So as a creative, we have to create something, so we have to speak something into existence. And so with our body language, we have to say something. You can't just, well, some of us can, but you shouldn't. You should have a clear picture that so whether you dance more or use the prop more is almost irrelevant as to what is the outcome, what is the message that you're saying with using the prop. That's for me. I think that's so important to bring across.
I'm really glad you said that because I was actually really looking for a story. Obviously, this is a clipboard, but now all of a sudden you turn it into, okay, this is actually an iPad. You do something like that and obviously dance to just show that, okay, it's a clipboard, but in my story, it's an iPad or whatever.
If you look at a different dance style, say if you look at contemporary dance, right? There are so many dancers that do contemporary dance that aren't necessarily as supple as other contemporary dancers, right? But they tell a story and they make you feel something. And then you get dancers who are supple and their legs go up here and whatever, but there's no dance there. They're just supple. It's like, yeah, but there's more to it than that. So that's just one simple example where there has to, like, I say there's movement and then there's dance. If there's no intention, it's not dancing, it's just moving. So
you heard it from Quintus, man. It's what it is. Moving right along. We got Puds next, baby. Let's get this thing popping. My thoughts that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. He did. He actually touched base on what you spoke about. Do something off the chair. He actually did that before he sat on. I would have loved for him to actually turn, like I was speaking about earlier on, that you use something for your story. Because the way he looked like he came in to sit down in a car, and I thought it was going to be like driving, like, oh, do you know what I'm saying? Using the prop with your story. But that's just me. But over to you with the mic. What did you think of Puds?
Yeah, no, you know, it's like every time I see a chair, I'm always interested to see what's going to happen with the chair. And we've already seen 2 chairs already. And this 3rd chair, unfortunately, didn't deliver for me. I like that he started off the chair. That was pretty cool because everyone's been starting with the prop, like he said. Yeah, no, it was okay.
I think he's a strong dancer. That's very clear to see. With the prop challenge, you know, we've said a lot about using the prop and so forth, and it didn't really tell me a story. It didn't really create an image or a picture. It was, as you had mentioned earlier, I used the prop though, but I used it. But like, what did you use it for? You know. So if like guys dance sometimes with hoodies or tops and they take it off and so it's part of you. The chair should be part of your performance, not just like sprinkle on the top, you know. So his dancing was good, but his prop use left a lot to be desired.
I agree with what they said. Like, I thought there would be a bit more at the end. I thought it ended quite abruptly. I was like, wait, maybe the chair's going to be turned or something, you know. I even pictured the leg going through that little opening, you know. Correct. So, man, like Quintus said, can't fault him on the dancing. He's absolutely talented. But I think if it's something he wants to work on, this is definitely something he can do and work on. Yeah, from a prop use perspective, unfortunately lacking for me. Dancing, definitely up there, but prop use is unfortunately the criteria. So it's I'm a little bit like iffy about that one.
You better make up your mind now, though, because it's a decision time. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be, and that's facts on that, man. Right about now, we're going to get the judge's decision, and it goes a little something like this. Ethan to my left, Pugs to my right. On the count of 3, 2, 1. It's a tie. It's a tie. All right, it's a tie. So with that, okay, just to show, she went Pugs, Ethan, Anouk went Pugs, Quintus went Ethan. So due to the fact that it's a tiebreaker, I'm the tiebreaker. So with that being said, I'm gonna say Pugs. All right, it is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be, and that's facts on them. Well done to Pugs, man. Let's get it. And that concludes the second round. You know what I'm saying? That was the top 8. Well done to the dancers. I really hope that what the judges have said will actually help you in the next round. And with that being said, from myself to you, judges, want to say anything?
Why Pugs?
Why Pugs? He was a better dancer. His movement maturity, I read his movement maturity because you could see there's some sort of training that went with what he was doing. Due to the fact that, what's his name? Ethan, exactly what you said, all over the place, no core. Creative, yes, but he did not have the
execution, yeah.
To be like, yeah, okay, yes, I'm doing. And one thing I'm gonna say to you, brother, work on your face. You have a, oh my God, what's happening now? Face while you're dancing. So practice over practice and understanding the disciplines of what you want to do as a dance. You will know what kind of facial expressions to have to bring out your intention in movement or the story you want to bring out. That's what I want to say. Aye.
Yeah, dances, many competitions that you do enter, you don't get the opportunity to hear what the judges have to say, why they think what they do, why they score you the way that they do. So this is a great opportunity brought to you by Big Bank Know Your Rank to get a little bit behind the scenes and understanding as to what we consider, what we think of. So it's not just I like you or I don't like you. There are a lot of criteria into it. Like I chose Ethan, for example, for a different reason. I was like, he used the prop better for this challenge. But ultimately, one of the reasons that you have more than one judge as well is to have differences of opinions. So take this opportunity and, as Paku said, learn from it.
There you go, man. Thank you very much. Big Bang Know Your Rank 2021 for myself, Anouk, Quintus, and our guest judge, Jada. Peace. See you time next. And that's facts on that. I'm gonna hurry up.